Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to day 2 of our top 5 week, and today we are looking at the top 5 best light tanks in the game. And again, like the first with the TDs, this is my own opinion, what I think. You guys can have your own opinion. That is totally up to you, and I respect everyone's opinion. There's going to be tanks that I like that you don't like, and there's going to be tanks that you like that I don't like. It's just how it is. But this is how I see the game and how I see these tanks. And the first up, again, just like yesterday, we are not going to do it as like completely OP tanks, or we're not going to do it as well, maybe some OP tanks in there, but not like a smasher. Like when we get to the heavies, we're not going to add the smasher or the annihilator because they're on a different level to everything else. So the first tank is the agent. Now this is the battle pass tank, one of actually the best battle pass tank Wargaming have got into the game so far. Absolutely amazing. It is a VK2801, a better, kind of like an old VK2801 before that got nerfed. Absolutely amazing. And considering you could have got this tank for just $5 along with everything else, it's just truly great. It's a fun tank to play in tier 6. Probably if I do play tier 6, it is one of my go-to tanks, but to be honest, I don't really play too much tier 6. I don't really play any too much of any tier at the moment. It's just my life is hectic as hell, busy as hell, so I don't play as much as I would like to. But one thing I have promised is these top 5, I don't want to get footage from anyone else. I want all this top 5 to be my own, because I do use a lot of people's footage, and I know a lot of people don't like me using people's replays too often. So I have promised that every one of these top 5 videos replays is of myself, so I have done that much for you. I've took the time out to play the game to get the footage of these tanks. But yep, the agent is definitely the best tier 6 light tank in the game. That moves up to number 7, and I've said this numerous of times, like so many times, that the Type 62 Dragon is definitely one of the best tanks in the game to own. One of the best premium tanks, one of the best sales Wargaming has ever done. It comes for really cheap as 3,500 gold sometimes, and it is truly amazing. It being a light tank as well, it has the mobility, it has the DPM. It is just a fantastic tank, and definitely the best tier 7 light tank in the game. There are a few light tanks in tier 7 and upwards, to be honest, but I would definitely go for the Type 62 Dragon. It doesn't have no armor, so bear that in mind, that you're not going to bounce too many shots apart from that shot there from this defender. So because of the DPM, of course, because of the heat pen as well, the heat pen will go through just about anything that it comes up against. Tier 7, tier 6, tier 8, doesn't matter. Your AP pen obviously isn't as great, but it still does the job. It still does the job. The mobility, as I've said, it is really good. So yeah, as long as you're patient with this tank, don't go rushing in, because you're not going to bounce too many shots. Don't get wasted as early in the battle. So this game here, I mean, we've done 2,300 damage so far, and we're actually all of these replays I did back to back, like just like I did in the first one. Every single one of these replays, I've literally just took the tank out, had one battle. The agent there, I got a first class for. This Type 62 Dragon, I'm also going to get a first class, and do you know what, fuck it, I'll spoil it. Every game I have today is actually a first class, which is a shame that I didn't get any aces. But you know, to have 5 battles all in a row, all first classes in all different tiers, but all light tanks, I think I done a pretty good job. But the Type 62 Dragon, definitely the best tier 7 light tank in the game. That brings me to tier 8. Now I have added the RU251. Now you could, it's debatable. It is very debatable. You've got the German Bulldog as well, which I think is the same, exactly the same. It has the same sort of penetration wise, it has the same amazing HE that it's got, but you know what, I've added the RU251 because the RU251 is the quickest tank in the game. So it is a lot quicker, not a lot quicker, but quite a bit quicker than that of the German Bulldog. Obviously there are some other tanks as well you could add. Again, it's totally up to you. You can add the T49 if you wanted to, the FV301, which is a pretty solid tank, but but I've actually gone for the RU251 because of the speed, because of the HE. I think it's just one of the best tanks in tier 8, and also it's quite easy to ace. I mean, this game here was a first class, and to be honest, I didn't do that much. I didn't cap any bases. I didn't really get too many kills. I think I get 3 kills in total, and I didn't, like I said, I didn't get no bases. Didn't really do any spotting. I spotted a couple of tanks, I think, but the accuracy as well on this tank. I mean, look, you can hit shots like that just easy as hell. But in my opinion, the RU251 is the best light tank in tier 8. I don't really enjoy tanks like the T49. The T49 is alright. I mean, it's a good fun tank to drive, but I'm just not a lover of it, to be honest. I don't really like the HE, the heat with no AP or APCR, etc. So I have gone for the RU251. That then brings me to tier 9, and I have gone for the T9T2. Now, this tank is amazing. It used to obviously have the missile tanks, the missile rockets, sorry. Wargaming took the missiles away, but it is still a fantastic tank. It still has a little bit of turret armor, a little bit of front armor, which is not a lot, but for a light tank, it still does the job. You got the Sheridan as well, which is the kind of same tank. It used to have the missiles, but honestly, I prefer this tank over the Sheridan. The Sheridan, it does have the spaced armor pretty much all around it, which does make it troll. But considering you see tier 8 with this thing, is much, in my opinion, is much better. That is why I think tier 9 is the best tier in the game, because most of the tier 9s hold its own against tier 10, and they also see lower tier, whereas tier 10s, you're always seeing the same tier. You're always seeing tier 9s. You're always top tier. Whereas tier 9, you have that sort of tier 8s, tier 10s, and when a tank is good in tier 10, then it's made it even better coming up against tier 8, just like we are here. There's quite a lot of tier 8s in the game, so it's all about observation as well in a light tank, especially in the higher tiers, because you can, if you get caught off guard, you can absolutely get ripped apart, especially when you are in a light tank. Not sure what this charioteer is doing all on his own, but we are going to easily deal with him. We've got 1 kill. We have the supremacy points at the moment. It's a 5 versus 4, and I just want to sort of keep this guy out of the way, make sure I am on my own around here, but so is he, and I know that I can take him out as long as I got cover, as long as he doesn't chase me with Hesh. If he has the Hesh, then he could actually kill me in 2 shots, and he could probably, if he rushes me now, he could probably take me out, but he's not going to do that. So he's actually letting me reload, and because he's going to let me reload, I know I'm not in any danger to anyone else, and I just want to really take him out as soon as possible. So we are going to do it, and we do take him out for our 2nd kill. Now there's just 3 tanks left alive. One of them is going to get taken out, so we're just going to fast forward a little bit, and it's now just a 3 versus 2. We are winning on supremacy points. I was hoping to get it just before my guy dies there, but I do take a shot. Luckily from the ISA, it was a low roll, a big low roll, and it leaves me with only 100 hit points left. So I just want to back up out the way, and I'm just going to sit in this base for now. But when he's not looking, when the ISA is not looking, we are going to go forward, and we are going to pick up that kill. We do exit the base, but at this point in the game, we're winning on supremacy points. We're not too bothered about base points, but we are going to sit on the base whilst we're reloading. There's no point sitting next to it or beside it or rushing out and dying. We're just going to sit here, reload, and then when the Conqueror is not looking, we are going to go forward and get our final shot into him. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a low roll, so we don't kill him for our 4th kill. But again, we picked up a nice amount of damage, and this is the first time I've driven this tank in such a long time. Literally, the last time I drove this tank, it had missiles. That's how long it's actually been, but still a very nice tank. And again, we do pick up a 1st class, 4.3k damage. Now at the top of the tree, in my opinion, the best light tank in tier 10, it is the Vickers Light. It is a British light tank, and ever since Wargaming introduced this to the game, I'm really no longer, I mean, all the light tanks in tier 10 are completely different. You have the Batchat, which is an auto-loader. You have the Sheridan, which is obviously the big gun, and then you have this, which is a normal gun, which like a medium tank, but it has Hesh as well. It has sort of not the proper Hesh, but it does have some nice HE. It has the nice speed, and since adding this, I mean, most people are playing this. It is a difficult tank, or it was a difficult tank to master. It has armor as well. It has a little bit of armor. The Wargaming did nerf it, It has some turret armor as well, so you can bounce shots in this thing. Not as much as you used to be able to bounce, but you can bounce quite a lot of shots, sorry, when you're in the sort of the right position. The mobility, as you can see, 60, nearly 70 kilometers an hour down that hill here, so we do get there pretty quickly. Has a little bit of gun depression as well. Now this Jaegeru obviously is looking at me, so I don't want to go for him just yet. It's a 4 versus 3, so we can easily lose this. The enemy are winning on supremacy points as well, so I'm just looking over, just looking to see where my team is, and when I see them rushing these guys, I'm like, okay, I need to go and help them. I need to ignore the Jaegeru for now. As long as I'm not in any danger of getting shot from him, I would rather take out the E100 if I can. So I am pushing forward, and as I just go forward, I notice that the Jaegeru has shot, so I'm going to use that opportunity to just get behind him, and because I'm going to shoot, he is going to go down and sort of just take the danger away from me, because it's now a 3 versus 3. Again, I really want to go for this E100, but sadly that was a bounce. I really want to take him out because of the supremacy points. I'm a bit worried at this point in the game because we could lose on supremacy points. So I'm just going to wait here because I see the Jaegeru is pushing up, so because of the mobility of the tank, I am able to get that shot, and because of the steepness of the hill, he's not really going to be able to do anything. Now I do go for a little YOLO run here. I know that the E100 has just shot. I do mess up my shot there on the T62, but luckily my guy takes him out, and I do take out the E100, just now leaving the Jaegeru left alone against 3 tanks. So I'm just going to use my mobility. I'm not just too bothered at this point in getting shot from this guy. As long as I can get behind him, then there's nothing this guy can now do. He does get a nice shot on the Object 140, but unfortunately for him, he has a good game, but it's just not enough. So we're going to get one final shot. No idea why I was shooting heat into the rear there, but a decent game. Again, we end on a first class and a nice 4.4k damage. And like I said, I just had 1 battle in each of these tanks, and you know, 5 battles, 5 first class. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with my list? If not, let me see your top 5 light tanks in the game. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy. I'll catch you soon. Bye bye.